Alright. Of course, the moment I fucking stop streaming, Skyrim decides to just work flawlessly. Are you able to come over this weekend? Ah. Are you able to come over anytime this weekend? Okay. I might be able to do Sunday. Also, I'll see if I can go to Home Depot with my dad and get brown spray paint or brown paint.
I've been looking for you.
And some silver because I want to paint the silver pigeon.
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Because we could use that for the Payday cosplay. Yeah, it has like
New
3
to
of them.
Riverwood? Of course.
It has like
What's
3
this
of them.
all about? What are you two doing here?
Uh,
A dragon. It would explain what I saw earlier.
Don't worry about it.
Flying down the valley. You're right. I don't know why. Things just go. The Jarl need. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in White to send whatever.
Don't worry, ma'am. Just tell me where to go, who to talk to, and who to yell at, and yeah. That's unfortunate. Your setup might actually be better than mine. Cause, bro, I have a futon that like doubles as like a shitty bed, which you've slept on and is not comfortable. It's comfortable. It is comfortable. Yeah, so did I. Alright, that trampoline was comfortable. Jackson bitched out at his own house. The only thing that would have... The only thing uncomfortable about sleeping on the trampoline was the fact that we were sleeping... It was fucking cold and it was damp. Yeah, when it's like, you wake up and it's like, oh, it's like 70 degrees.
Picked a bad time to get lost. No!
God damn it. I just decapitated this guy and in mid-death animation he goes, no! Like he just dropped his bottle of water down the stairs and had to go get it again. He just goes, no!
Die already! I can take your stuff!
Heavy leather backpack. That looks cool. I'm gonna wear that. Alright, now let's hope we don't crash again. Okay. Okay. Progress. Progress. This is gaming. Yeah, drinking sulfuric acid is not good. Well, I mean, if you drink sulfuric acid, it starts as an inside boo-boo, but very quickly becomes an outside boo-boo. turn all of that anguish into spite and just live your best possible life, knowing that she doesn't deserve you. Once he's off the rails, there's no putting him back on the rails. Training wheels cannot contain this motherfucker.
Wants to go on ahead, let him. Better than us risking our necks. Still there?
I would like to do a comic thing because I have a bunch of original characters in mind. Some you've seen, some you haven't. And I would want to, like, because I have this one thing that not a whole lot of other people nowadays have, mostly because of its phones. There's like this weird scientific thing going on that I don't really know how the fuck it works, but apparently it does. Don't fact check me on this. But apparently because we have such short attention spans now because of mobile phones, people's like imaginations are starting to rot away. And my ass has ADHD, like, to the fucking extremes. That shit just does not work. For me, it's like, okay, so this character, like today, when we were doing the PE thing, when I was walking around, I was, imagining, like, timing my character's movements in my head to the fucking beat drop of the song, to them jumping off a like a 4-story build or like a 40-story skyscraper and just stabbing some dude out of a car and driving the car into like a bank vault and stealing all the money. And all of that was happening within like a 20-second time frame. Fast. like, down, boy, down, down. You're just being run over by a car. Interesting. Something I find weird is that, have you ever heard of like lucid dreaming? I have like something like that where like I'll lucid dream, but it's like while I'm awake, almost like daydreaming, except like I can't even, like, I can't really snap out of it. It's just like it just happens, and then 5 seconds later it's like, oh shit, wait a minute, hang on, I'm actually in class and I just got called on. Like, I can't even zone back in if I want to, unless I become re-conscious of my body. And, like, sometimes I write it down, sometimes I don't, and that comic book thing that I mentioned, or that you mentioned, half of the stuff that I want to put in there is like stuff that I've either written down or like kind of memorized almost from like my daydreams. Like an huh. That seems pretty cool, but also very illegal. About like your, I guess, in head identity. That would be like the closest thing I can equate it to is like someone's persona, like how they see themselves either online or in their head, or I guess their made-up character or identity, or like a comic book character's alter ego, like Clark Kent, Superman, or Superman, Clark Kent, Batman, Bruce Wayne, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, Diana something, Wonder Woman. Yes, I have like 12 of them, and I've shown you like 7 of them. Yeah. Like it's so stupid. It's so stupid it might just work. Like very interesting. Clicking on heads. When you decided to, like, obviously. This poor fucking Draugr keeps walking into my arrows and getting down, but he can't find me, so... Yikes. Let me... I think I know why. What are your top 3 most, like, common, like, what are your top 3 most common portrayals? Like, the way you represent stupidity with the cloaker. Alright. That is bear, dragonfly, owl. I already made a video somewhat describing this, but Khajiit are kind of like the best class in Skyrim, or the best race. Just because they have so many broken abilities that Bethesda never really cared to patch. Or even nerf. They have the claws ability. They have a buff to speech and stealth, which are two of the most broken things in Skyrim by themselves. Or speech is just broken in any Bethesda game because it lets you get out of 80% of all confrontations without having to even do anything. Then the claws ability, which lets you start with a really overpowered weapon by default. Hey. And then also, they have a smaller hitbox, although they don't run as fast. What are the most common portrayals? Like how your logic yet stupidity is represented with the cloaker? What are like your most common three? He just there. Wow. That is... So, you said you as you, like, your regular human form. Your legacy armor. And the cloaker. Me personally, it would have to be the little fox guy. You know, the one that I brand basically fucking everything with at this point. Well, that one is just like a representation of him, but also the one I drew in the book as well. That... Sure. Sure. And then there's like the mechanical form. You remember my old Minecraft skin with like the space helmet, the green one? That where it's like kind of like your legacy armor, where like you're wearing it, but also it has a completely different personality, so it's like almost its own thing. The fox would represent like logic, order, and morality. And the armor would represent like brutality, efficiency, and I guess the cold feeling you get when you just stop caring about something. Like, you don't care how it's done, you simply want it done, whether it's right or wrong.
This
Doesn't concern.
Wait,
Citizen.
now.
The anarchist,
What do you
yes.
think you're doing?
And what else? Oh, and then there's also like kind of like the almost a dozer. It's like a SWAT guy who just kind of represents like kind of or like a big bomb disposal unit, or yeah, a big bomb guy who's why? Yeah, the bomb on Super Mario. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. They would represent like strength, brotherhood, and like my more masculine side. No, you didn't. Your custom-fitted revolver.
If you know. The true sons of God from Skyrim. Tell them to head to Winkel. Over. Stormcloak wants to see it.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense? Smart woman.
it'll find like a way around.
Well, there's no telling what it means. I only counsel caution. We cannot afford to act reckless. Time to
So it's almost like the revolver is a link to the very nervous system of whoever's using it. You want to know something? Actually, you like sum it up in like the next 5 sentences. I have something kind of crazy to tell you. You just sum it up real quick, and then I'll tell you. I don't want to interrupt you. Indiana Jones? So basically, you either keep the dope-ass gun or you die trying to get rid of it. Just keep the fucking gun. Huh. Uh-huh. The magic part doesn't work, but the bullet part works just fine. So, brave and noble knight, this right here is no magic. This is called Lockheed Martin. There's a difference. And I'm going to show it to you at 1,500 feet per second. Straight to the dome. Bang! That is a... Nice. Nice. They'll finally be within the same century as us. Anyways, very interesting note about the Black Skull. I, too, have a character, that Fox guy, who happens to wield a magic soul-bound revolver. It's a bit custom. It's modeled after the big iron. Because it's funny. But yeah, it's like a freakish crossbreed between an old Winchester and a Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum. However, it is a big boy. The metal is almost a brassy copper color, almost like a warm fire kind of color. And its hilt is black ivory with golden trim, giving it an almost ancient feeling. And it is forever bound to its user until death. A lot like the skull. It's referred to as a marriage between wielder and weapon, because the weapon's forever bound to you till death do you part. Meaning the only way to disarm the gunslinger of their gun is to kill them. Because although they can drop their weapon and their weapon can be taken from them, should the weapon leave with like a certain proximity of its owner, about 100 feet, the weapon would instantly be returned to its holster. And it has a special holster made of the same black ivory and almost a rose quartz trim, like a pinkish white. And well, it also helps that it's been smoothed away over the years from numerous infamous gunslingers. The way I would envision it is every major gunslinger you've ever heard about in the Wild West has used it. Because think about how many duels or gunslingers have been killed, forgotten, and their weapon been picked up by, a scavenger or a shopkeeper who's like, hey, this is a pretty revolver. This will probably sell for a nice penny. You there, traveler. Here's this mysterious gun I found. They buy it. The weapon takes a liking to them, seeing as though they're properly made for what the weapon is used for, which is killing. And, they use it. Shit happens. And then, boom. I would imagine the weapon to be used by the likes of Ned Kelly, if you ever heard of him. Alright, so you know the Iron Man scene where he makes his own Iron Man armor in the cave? Basically, Ned Kelly did that first, where he made his own bulletproof, and I truly do mean bulletproof, steel and iron armor, using welded plates of metal. Yeah, his legs were only covered in thick cloth, and so when they shot his calves and knees, he fell like a mighty giant. Also, I imagine it be used by, petty bank robbers, Bonnie and Clyde. But that's not really important. What's important is its abilities. Essentially, although it could only be fired a limited amount of times before it needed to be recharged, at a price, of course, the bullet would never miss its target. It wouldn't be fatal, at least not unless you wanted it to be. Of course, you could always aim for the knees, and it would, sense this reaction, take out a kneecap, and, blow it wide open. It's about a quarter-sized hole right into your kneecap. You won't recover ever. But it could be ricocheted off of anything, most notably a coin. Now, this is directly inspired from Ultra Kill, where you have an ability where you can flip a coin in the air using any weapon, fire at the coin, and it would instantly track the nearest target and auto lock on. Because why aim at a target that's moving when you could aim at a moving target the size of a fucking coin? It could bounce a lot of times before the bullet is stopped because of inertia, but the bullet will always find a way to hit its target. Even if it's contacted the ground, once it's fired from the weapon, that bullet is considered live. Oh, yeah. The funny thing is, I didn't get the never missing bullet from that. It was inspired by a mix of Darkseid's Omega Beams, which will only ever stop following a target if they've hit a different one. I.e., he tried to hit Batman. Batman threw one of the bad minions into the way, and it was obliterated. And an old movie, the old Mr. Peabody and Sherman movie, where Mr. Peabody and Sherman travel back in time to the French Revolution, are about to be decapitated. Mr. Peabody throws a sword at one of the guards in a sewer, and the guard says, "Ha! You missed." Mr. Peabody says, "I never miss." The sword breaks open a waterway and floods the tunnel, allowing them to escape. So essentially, although the bullet might not hit the target or kill it, the bullet will always harm the target. The bullet will always do something to aid its user. And it's a 6-shot revolver, of course, but after all 6 shots have been fired, it will take up to 48 hours to fully reload, and will essentially cost a part of the user's life force, which can be recovered by, just living life. But it makes you wonder how many of the quote people who died with that gun in their possession, if they died from combat or if they died because the gun took too much of a penalty on them. Because the gun would only take a little bit of your soul every 24 hours, but you could always push it, and it would cost more and more every time you tried to reload if you didn't respect the 48-hour time window. Alright. It's alright. Alright, I'll just pause for now.
What would you have me do?
What's the meaning of...
My lord,
It is imperative that I speak with the Jarl about Helgen.
I just think we need
Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak
Who's
to you
this then?
personally.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes?
Yes, I've no doubt it was a dragon. Its wings span right across Riverwood.
Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
Man, that storm is really going on.
To Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. The dragon is lurking in the mountains.
Cation. You'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not.
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your... Here, take this. There. Come, let's go find Faringar, my court wizard.
Garfield Secret Fire.
To a matter related to this dragon and ruins. Faringa, I think I found someone who can with the dragon project. Go ahead and fill her in with all the details.
Yes. Where the fuck is he?
So the
Oh,
Jarl
there you
thinks
are.
you can be of use to me.
This door is talking
Oh
to
yes,
me.
he must. Yes. Well, when I...
That's not much to go by.
You are
I need
eager
a
to
little
begin your
more
adventure. Excellent.
specifics.
Sooner begun, the sooner
Shall we
done,
say?
eh? You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should.
I don't
come
care
to
about the
Dragon's
Mage's
Reach
Call.
Well,
That's not much to go by. I need a
you are
little
eager to
more
begin your... I,
specifics.
learned- Go to
shall
Bleak-
we say? All right.
Ah, the dragon.
I shall return in a few days. See what I can find.
You are cut from a different cloth than the usual brutes they are.
I'm built
That
different.
is where your job ends and mine begins.
Faringa, you need to come at once. A dragon's been sighted nearby. You should come too.
Dragon? How exciting. Where was it seen? What was it doing?
I'd take this a bit more seriously if I were you. If the dragon decides to attack life, stop it. Let's go.
So, Irileth tells me you came from the Western Watchtower?
Yes, my lord.
Tell him what you told me about the dragon.
Oh, that's right. Sword coming from the south. It's fast. Faster than anything I've ever seen.
What did it do? Is it attacking the Watchtower?
No, my lord. It was just circling overhead when I left. I never ran so fast in my life. I thought it would come after me, for sure.
Good work, son. We'll take it from here. Head down to the barracks for some food
Nice.
and rest.
Do you wish for me to...
Irileth, better gather some guardsmen and get down there.
I've already ordered my men to muster near the main gate.
Good. Don't fail me.
Aw, hell yeah.
There's no time to stand
I have
on
one
ceremony,
revolver
my
that
friend.
never misses, and I have
Need your
one
help again.
revolver that always
I
kills.
want you to... You, sir. But I haven't. And please, accept this gift from my personal army.
Well, the difference is
I should come along. I would very much.
my
like to see
revolver, not exactly sure what the hell it's even called,
Can't afford to risk
but
both
I should give it a name. My revolver never, or my revolver only kills if you want it to kill.
of you. Need you here working on ways to defend the city against these dragons.
Well, I mean, when you fire the bullet, it's always lethal. But with mine, if you fire the bullet, you could choose for it to be lethal. Like, if you fire the bullet and you just want to, like, hurt somebody, it'll just, like, it could just hit their hand, hit their foot,
I hope you get there in time.
their leg, might just graze their shoulder. You just take apart both revolvers, mix the parts together. You have a then you have a revolver that is lethal when you choose.
We'll pay whatever it takes. We must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
got some good pieces out here if you're looking.
Skyrim just fucking crashed again. I waited 8 hours and it just crashed. A handful. Yeah, it could be like 4 or 5. Hell, it might just be 1. The revolver will have an overcharge mode where the tip of the barrel, the hammer, and the I don't really know what to call it, but like the gun wheel. The cylinder. It will glow almost like a bright green color, where essentially you can there'll be like a special I don't really know what to how to describe it. It's like a switch on the side of the revolver. It's more of like a pad that you can press down, and they'll start emitting a bit more light, almost glowing like a heavenly. You can pull back the hammer after like sliding the pad, and instead of like your standard spin and then click, it will make a very heavy click. You pull the trigger, and essentially it's like a small nuclear bomb being fired out. Like, no, only 1 round is fired, but it has the same penalty as 6. You fire 1 bullet, it will always hit its target, and that bullet will always be lethal, and will essentially have the same effect as a nuclear bomb. It is fucking crash again. Huh. So, the way it seems as though our revolvers are, like, scarily similar, despite us never having told each other until today. And Yet it seems like your revolver's more supernatural and cursed, and mine's more magical and skill-based.
Hello there. Yes, but
Fucking crashed again.